Big.
Good afternoon, and today we have a pleasure of interviewing Mr. Gary Maas. He is an owner of Serena Sleep Lab, and he is producing oral appliances of the future. They made of nylon and very thin. So we're going to learn all about that. And again, we appreciate our audience. And if you like the information you heard about on our channel, please press like and share button. This way you can help with our mission of making this world a better place. With all information we share about sleep and sleep apnea and snoring, you can help your family and friends, because well-rested person is definitely a happier person. So good evening, Gary.
Hi, how are you doing?
I would like to introduce Gary to our audience. Gary been in a business for the last 30 years, and he has 2 degrees, one degree in engineering technology and another one is a business degree. And he recently started this oral appliance therapy laboratory business because he's very passionate about helping people who suffer from sleep apnea. Before that, he was in other manufacturing companies business. He owned other manufacturing company businesses. And about what's different and what I'm really impressed with the Serena Sleep, this appliance is made of nylon, and it's really thin and flexible, but in the same time very durable and smooth. It has like a silky smooth surface what make patient to wear or get used to them very easy, and in the same time it has an excellent fit. So good afternoon or good evening, Gary. And my
Hi.
first question to you would be how you come to the business of oral sleep apnea and decide to own the sleep lab, a sleep dental laboratory what produce the oral sleep appliances.
Yeah, well, first of all, Dr. Sokolina, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about just about our product and our company and about this industry. It's something that I got involved with because a friend of mine, who's a longtime friend of mine, is an orthodontist. He's also a TMJ specialist and a dental sleep medicine diplomat, and he suffered from sleep apnea. And in his process of trying to find the best appliance, he couldn't find one that was comfortable and effective, and so he came up with his own, and he patented it, and he wanted to bring it to market. And he was not sure exactly how best to do that, so he asked me to help him, and we started talking about it. And I realized, oh, this might be something that I'm interested in. At the time, I was retired and kind of looking for something to do to keep me busy, and I started looking into the dental sleep medicine world and the appliances.
I would like to ask you, since I mentioned before what Serena Sleep Appliance and the whole flow, how you produce those appliances, kind of appliance of the future. Can you please talk to us about the whole production process?
Sure. Yeah, I can. The whole production process is mainly a digital workflow. And so basically the clinician, the dentist, will scan the upper and lower arches, as well as a bite registration, which really is the positional relationship between the upper and lower arches, and send us an electronic scan of that. We take that electronic scan, we load it into our custom software, and from there we design our appliances. And after they're designed, then we have we put them in our 3D printer to print them using the medical grade nylon that you had mentioned. And then we have a proprietary finishing process that takes the appliance and makes it very smooth, and seals the surface and makes it into a very comfortable product to wear. Of course, it goes through all kinds of quality steps that are required in our quality management system, which is also required by the FDA. Yeah, so that's really our processes that we go through in manufacturing our products.
I'm curious, when you get the nylon, is it come like a fabric or is it a block? What exactly it is what you make such a thin, silky smooth appliance from?
Yeah, so actually it's like a powder. So you start with a powder and then you use the 3D printer and lasers to build the product up in the powder.
Uh-huh.
So
But
to be
like,
very precise.
yes, very precise and really, repeat all the indentation on the teeth and fit really well. That's what I noticed. But even with such a small, we don't need to bulk it out, and it's a really good fit. And for me, it really reminds me the clear aligners like Invisalign or Clear Correct or other brands that thin appliance. But I would like to ask you, in general, what make Serena Sleep Appliance so different from all other appliances? And again, I want to mention, thank you very much to our audience. And if you can join us live, great. If not, you can ask Gary questions in the chat after our interview and mention about this appliance to your friends and family who suffer from sleep apnea. And you can share information through the YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook.
Yeah, so thank you. So we focus on three major areas that we feel differentiate our product from others out there. First of all, comfort is really important. Second of all, to be very durable, and third, to be very effective. So comfortable. The reason why our product is so comfortable is because, Dr. Sokolina, like you've mentioned, it's very thin. It's only 1.1 millimeters thick. And not only is it thin, but it's also very flexible. So when you put it in your mouth, it's easier to put in and take out, and it flexes to the shape of your mouth. And then our proprietary finishing process makes it silky smooth. So when you touch it with your tongue, it's very nice and smooth. And just as important as the smoothness is, there's nothing sticking outside towards the cheeks, or there's nothing sticking inside towards the tongue, so it maximizes the space available for your tongue. And the other thing is that part of comfort is that it allows for freedom of movement. We hear many patients talk about how they, on our competitors' products, they feel locked in when they have an appliance. And with this design, you're able to actually slide your upper and lower arches back and forth a bit, and it gives you more freedom of movement. You can actually take a drink of water or talk when you have your appliance in, and then re-engage again. Durable, it's super durable. We actually had a video that we were having technical difficulty to get it working, but the video shows our appliance actually being ran over by a large truck, a pickup truck, and then putting back on the models again and fitting and working fine. That's how durable it really is. The other thing is this type of product is not only durable, but it's also medical grade that's even used for implanting other products into the body. And there's other military applications that even use this type of material. So it's an excellent material, extremely durable. And lastly, our design, one of the things that differentiates our design, lastly, is the effectiveness. Because it's so thin, it maximizes the oral cavity for your tongue to be in its natural resting position, which helps keep the airway open and helps it be more effective when you're sleeping. And of course, when you wear it, because it's comfortable, it's effective as well. So the combination of protruding the lower jaw as well as the vertical opening allows for just maximum effectiveness as well. So those are the three things that really differentiate us.
And I have some specific question because
Yes.
we use Serena Sleep Appliance in our practice. I met this company on the American Academy of Dental Sleep Medicine meeting in Dallas in May. and we start offering these systems to our patients, and we have a tremendous success with the appliance. People really like it. So I would like to ask you, a lot of people ask, can I be allergic to nylon? Please let us know if you can be allergic.
Yeah, it's very rare that there's ever any allergic reactions to nylon. It's very rare. That's why the FDA has actually approved it to implant it into people's bodies. I mean, it's very rare there's ever any allergic reaction to it.
I would like to bring again to our audience. Tell me, a lot of people with sleep apnea, they grind their teeth. So can they break this appliance?
Yeah, no, they can't. I mean, not in your mouth. I mean, I suppose if you take a chainsaw and try to cut it in half, you can do that. But we have had many patients report a lot of success with this design, who are heavy teeth grinders or bruxers, and they don't break. As a matter of fact, that freedom of movement that I was talking about earlier actually gives the bruxers a little bit of relief. They don't feel locked in. They can still move a little bit, but they can't break it. It won't break.
And going back to some technical details, I know this appliance open the mouth, like, open the mouth in the back.
Yes.
So if patients want to have less opening, what can be done with this appliance or maybe other design what you have?
Sure. So this appliance, first of all, keep in mind when you're only 1 millimeter thick of material, right? You don't have to have as much material to start with to open, and we have to have a little bit of a gap to open up for the ramps that are on the biting
if you can
surface.
Move it.
I'm sorry, I'm having a tough time seeing that. That's one of the things about being old is some of the technology. So the small blocks are what keep it engaged and keep the lower jaw forward. And so there has to be some material there, but we can get down to where it's only 3.5 millimeters gap between the upper and the lower molars. And we can design the appliance that small. If that's still not closed enough, then another option is to use another design, which is the EMA design that uses the nylon material. And here we can get the mouth really only maybe 2 millimeters open to make the appliance. So there's options, and the EMA has a lot of the same benefits that the Elevate has, except it has the bands on the outside here versus the ramps on the occlusal surface.
I would like to ask you, if this appliance doesn't have any mechanism to move the jaw forward, how a patient, if they need more forward position, how can that be done?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So basically, we provide in our appliance, there is 3 uppers and 3 lowers that are sent with the case, and so the uppers have different placements of the ramps, and the lowers have different placements. So you can actually interchange the 3 uppers and the 3 lowers to get different amounts of advancement. So you have basically 9 different steps that you can have of advancement with 3 uppers and 3 lowers. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it answered my question.
Okay.
And I would like to ask you, most of the patients, they want to know, how do I clean my appliance?
Yeah. Well, it's important to clean your appliance every day, just like it's important to brush our teeth every day. And the suggestion is to use a toothbrush and antibacterial soap and clean your appliance daily after each use. And then if you want to, and it's a good practice to, on a weekly basis, is to maybe get an ultrasonic cleaner, like a small ultrasonic cleaner, and let it sit in there for a minute, and use a cleaning agent as well. Maybe use the retainer bright or other cleaning agents out there that are compatible with nylon.
And I would like to ask you the question: if a lot of sleep apnea patients, they keep the mouth open, they breathe through the mouth, what feature of this appliance can help them to keep the mouth closed?
Sure. So basically, the appliance does come with optional, or I'm sorry, it comes with those little notches to put an elastic band. I don't know if you can see those right there or
Yeah,
not.
we can see them.
And those notches are for an optional elastic band, and you can use an elastic band. You can even use ortho chain if you want to make it stronger. Most people find, though, at least what's reported to us after 5,000 cases that we've done over the last year, most people tell us that after a couple of weeks they don't have a problem keeping their mouth closed. They just it naturally happens because it's so comfortable to wear, and they're breathing much better at night.
That's very nice to know. And I would like to ask you, I'm sure, this is a great operation, a great appliance, but what problem people come back with?
What problem?
With the appliance?
I'm sorry?
With the appliance?
Oh, yes. What problem do they come back with? We don't have a lot of problems that people come back with. I would say that if people don't clean their appliance on a daily basis, you'll start seeing a little bit of staining on the appliance. That's possible, but regular cleaning takes care of that. Probably the thing that we see more than anything is someone's dog gets it and chews it up, and sometimes it's even still good after that. And then if someone has dental work, the best thing to do is to get a new appliance so that it fits onto your new dental work. However, the plastic is a thermoplastic, meaning that you can heat it up and change the shape of it slightly. So maybe you can adjust it to accommodate the dental work. But mostly with dental work, it's probably best to get a new scan and then get a new appliance from that, which we would discount substantially.
And how often, I know it's very hard to say because it's a brand new operation, but maybe from your previous experience and trial experience, how often people have to change to have a new appliance done?
Well, first of all, our warranty is 3 years. So we warranted against manufacturing and breakage and that kind of thing in normal use. And so after 3 years, we, of course, we would suggest people to consider a new one, but it will last a very long time.
And a lot of people with the sleep apnea, that's my last question. Thank you very much, Gary. You gave us such a great answer. But my last question is, a lot of people are concerned about movement of the teeth.
Yes.
Tell me, what's your experience with Serena Dental?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So, the patent inventor who I mentioned, my friend, Dr. Ross, is an orthodontist. And that's one of the top things in his mind is make sure that the teeth are all held together so it minimizes or eliminates movement. And so all of our designs are set up so that the appliance wraps around the back of the teeth and wraps all the way around the inside and outside of the teeth to make sure that it holds all the teeth together when the appliance is being worn.
So I'm excited to offer this new generation of oral appliance to my patients. And if we have any questions, we'll put them in the chat and Gary will answer. Thank you very much, Gary.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Sokolina, for having me this evening. I really appreciate the opportunity.